Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make gradients in Artflow. In here, there is a tool for making gradients, but you can only get it with premium and you can't even watch like an advert for it, so we're gonna have to do it a manual way. Here, I'll just be showing you how I would make a gradient if I didn't have those tools available, so let's get started. So first, grab two colors for your gradient, so what color will be on one end and what will be on the other. I've picked two colors that are close together here, and then two colors that are far apart here, so I can show you how I do it in both ways. So firstly, I'm going to be using a more airbrushy tool for this. You can use any of these. In all fairness, it's probably best if you do airbrush, cloudy, shading airbrush, foggy, or soft spray. You can do the other ones, but it might not be as clean. I'm going to be using just the airbrush. Then you're going to solidly get one of your colors, so first, let's get this pink right here, up the opacity, just get a nice solid block of this pink. Then we'll lower our opacity a bit and gently sort of just ease off of the pink and try and keep blending it into the white of the canvas. Then we'll go to our other color, which we will solidly do again around here. Then we'll lower the opacity with this color and just gently go off of it like this, just like we did with the pink. From here you can see there's a bit of a gradient, but it's not quite properly blended in yet. So we're going to want to sort of strengthen both sides a bit and make them go over each other. You'll see here that it turns into more of a gradient the more each color goes into the other side. And then once it's more blended, you will have something like this. It's not a completely clean gradient, so if you wanted to make it completely wholly clean, I would grab a blur. Unfortunately though, Artflow does not have a blur brush. You can, however, go into the layer and blur it by doing effects. So here, if we just up the amount of our blur, you will see that it becomes a much more clean gradient. Of course, it does blur the other colors that we have here, but that's absolutely fine. With gradients, it can also be really helpful to get the vague middle color that you want and just put a bit more of it in, so you can just eyedrop where you want that vague color to be and help put that in too. It doesn't have to be just the two harsh colors. Now for this second one. These are a bit further apart, so you can do it two ways. You can either do it the way we did here with just these two colors, or you can try and go the whole spectrum until you get to that color. So let's firstly get our two colors. I'll be doing them down here so we have more space for them. If we wanted to make this more of a spectrum gradient, then we would go onto the color wheel. As you can see, this is on the polar opposite, so you can go whichever way you want. You can go around this way or around this way. I'll be going around this way. So we would move a bit first, get our next general main color, just splotch it in there. Then we will go a bit more, get our next general one, so we'll get a red since we can make orange between those two. And then a little bit more, which basically gets us into the color that we want to use. Then we'll lower our opacity and start blending in firstly these two, so the closest colors together. And just keep sort of gently edging it along the color wheel. As you can see, this is a fairly smooth transition. Then we'll get the color that we're using right now and just keep edging it back. And we'll try and sort of gently merge it with that yellow. And we'll get more of that yellow. We'll try and blend our yellow right here, just get it in a bit more right past this orange. And then you can go up a bit more if you'd like. So it's all just sort of gently moving along. As you can see, some parts are not as smooth, like this orange to yellow right here. So you're going to want to just go in the parts that are less smooth and just go over them with the color that you want there to be. Specifically the middle color, and you will see that now that is slightly smoother. This could have been a bunch smoother, but I am doing this fairly quickly just so that I can show you how to do it in the basics. Then after that, you can blur that too if you'd want to. I'm going to blur it just so that I can show you what it would look like. It's a little cleaner if you blur it. This can work with basically anything. You pick your start color and your end color, and you can just make a gradient from it. So I could just go with this blue as my start color, and then get to this yellowy orange as my end color, and we could do the exact same thing that we did down there with these two. Of course, that applies with doing them in big amounts too. This technique tends to work with basically any sort of gradient that you want to do. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, consider supporting. Bye!